Hola estudiante, yo soy la profesora Knowles. Bienvenido y bienvenida a la clase de español. Let's get started by looking at both parts of the Spanish 101 course. Part of the course will take place within the Vistas supersite, and part of it will take place in eCourseware or Desire to Learn. Let's take a look at supersite. When you log in, you will be taken to the dashboard. In the dashboard, you're going to see some important things. First of all, you will see the assignments that are coming up, and they'll be listed by due date. So the first set of assignments is due here. You will see what time they are due and how many are due. And you'll see how long it will take for you to complete those assignments and a look at some of the assignments. So as you can see, I have been working on these, so I only have about 20 minutes left. I can click on them, and along the top row, these are the assignments that are left. This is what I'm working on now. And you can see in this first assignment, I've already tried it once. Most of the activities in Supersite, you get 2 attempts. Some assignments, if it's true-false, if there's only 2 options, if it's a recording activity, you will only be given 1 attempt. So whenever you are given 2 attempts, you will be asked whether you accept that grade or whether you want to retry. You don't have to repeat and do the whole assignment again, so that's useful. At any point, if you complete an assignment and you don't understand why you lost points, why it was incorrect, if you have any questions, you can click on the Ask Your Instructor button, and I will be able to look at that particular assignment and see if you've had a problem or issue or you have a question, and I can answer it within that assignment as well. If we go back to the dashboard, what else can we see here? Well, there's a class bulletin, and you can see if I've made any announcements. I usually make an announcement on the first day of class, and it'll have the syllabus, the student orientation letter, as well as the calendar. And then there's some other tools that you can use in the Supersite, videos, and extra practice activities. Only the assignments that have a due date are going to form part of your overall grade for the Supersite. And the Supersite is divided into 3 types of grades. So there's las pruebas, la tarea, and la recapitulación. All the assignments within Supersite you can submit late, but there is a penalty for each day that's late. So I encourage you to submit on time. Also, all the assignments are available for you to submit from day 1 of the course. You can do all the assignments you need to do ahead of time. You can also see your grades. So here are all my grades. The tutorials are completion grades. That means you get 1 point. It's important that you submit them on time. Also, it may be tempting just to click on it just to get that 1 point. But I do recommend that you sit and spend time watching these tutorials, especially in an online course when there is no lecture component. These tutorials are going to take place of a traditional face-to-face lecture. It's important that you sit with them and you take the time, perhaps even make notes before going on to complete the activities or exercises. The tutorials are going to be there to explain. The activities, especially la tarea, is there for you to practice what you have learnt in the tutorials. And then what we do in the Desire to Learn part of the course is we're going to take everything that you've done in the Vista Supersite, and then in the Desire to Learn part of the course, this is when we bring together everything that you've learned and reviewed, and starting with simple exercises, we are going to scaffold what we learn and use the language in increasingly more complex ways. Okay, let's head on over to the Desire to Learn portion of the course. So the first half of the lección, you will complete activities and assignments within the Supersite. The second portion of the lección, which is chapter, is going to be completed in the Desire to Learn part of the course. So lots of practice tutorials, and then we have you developing your skills through increasingly more complex assignments, as I stated earlier. In the course home, you can see the calendar with lots of updates of what's coming up. There's lots of ways that I can tell you what is due. ConnectYard is a really useful tool. I usually post at the beginning of each week, this is what's going to be due this week, and you can receive it however you wish, and that helps you keep on top of the deadlines. There are deadlines every Monday, Wednesday and Friday in this course. It doesn't mean to say Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday you have nothing to do. There's lots of things for you to do, but there's just no firm deadlines. If we go on to the content, this has everything you need. You're going to start at the top and you're going to work your way down. Start here has all the documents you need to get started. Got some useful links. And then we've got the first unit or chapter. You have the calendar. You've got links to the discussion board. Right now these are grey because the unit doesn't open up yet. But you can see here all the assignments, and they are in the order in which they need to be completed. And these are just the links to these assignments. This icon means it's a discussion. This icon means it is a Dropbox assignment. This icon means it is a link. And this icon means it's a quiz. At the very bottom, I have extra tutorials, usually some YouTube videos that I think are helpful, also some PowerPoints, again reviewing the grammar if you need more information. So the assessments is where you'll find quizzes, just have the one. The Dropbox is where you'll find the listening, writing, cultural and oral assignments. Now at the very top, this is actually a bonus assignment. We have a written assignment, and then the listening, and the cultural assignment, which is an English language assignment. Every Dropbox assignment has a due date and an end date. The end date is 7 days afterwards, and you lose a point per day for every day it's late. So if it's a 20-point assignment and you submit it 7 days late, the highest score you could get on that assignment would be 13 points. You don't want to do that. You want to submit as early as possible. If you submit at least 24 hours before the due date, you get a bonus point. Once the end date is over, I do not reopen assignments. And here are the discussions. Okay, you can see when they open and when they close. The pronunciation, that can be submitted at any time because it only has an end date. There's always a English, Spanish, pronunciation, and then a cultural assignment. So if we look at the Spanish, you can see that I've already posted 6 threads. We can click on it. Okay, so I've already written some questions here. Let's have a look at this one. So I want you to use nouns and articles in your answer. So when you respond to it, make sure you include whatever the grammar that is listed in the parentheses in your answer. Grades, you can see your grade. You don't have to ever ask me what your grade is. Your grade is always visible here in Gradebook. What I will do at the end of each lection is I will include all the assignments from the first lection, and your average will be posted here. So you will always know exactly where you stand grade-wise within my course. Final thing is progress. So if I look in discussions, for example, so I can see how many times I've posted. It doesn't matter whether you create a post or reply to a post. Those are both considered posts. I've created 12 there, and you can break it down into a forum that you've posted in, so you always know what you have done. Again, for the Dropbox, if you can't remember whether you've submitted one, you should always get an email. If you don't get an email saying submission receipt, you have not submitted that assignment. But you can also check here. There's a checklist. So here's the checklist. This is another tool. Some of you might find it handy, some of you may not. And again, it's just a way to stay on top of the assignments. Use it if you do find it useful. Login history tells you Okay, so that's about it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about any of the information I presented in the video or any other aspects of this course, please let me know. If it's a general question or comment, please do it in the English forum in discussion boards. If it's something private, then send me an email, and I wish you much luck with the course. Muy buena suerte y adiós.